Hey all, welcome. Moralgamer here. Um, so I've been watching Black Lightning, and I'm 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 interested actually. Black Lightning, if you don't know, is a CW TV show. It follows an electric superhero who happens to be African American, and he basically quit being a superhero to take care of his family and whatnot after a near-death experience. Um, it it's ends up where he's a principal. I'm just kind of setting up the first episode, so no spoilers yet, but we'll see. He starts being a principal, and he's changing lives. But at some point, he basically his daughters end up in trouble, and he becomes Black Lightning again to save them. Which I can get that. I can get that. If I had the power to rescue my kids from a dangerous situation, oh yeah, I would. So the show has a lot of potential. In some ways, it reminds me of old Static Shock, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. I really love the Dakotaverse, specifically Static Shock, one of my personal favorites, DC Universe, of the non-stream ones, non-mainstream ones. The thing is like Static Shock, he's trying to balance the family life, the superhero life, and he's very he very much is a family man, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. As the series progresses, he starts finding out about other people who have powers, and that specifically people he knows. And I'm trying not to get too much into the spoilers if you're not keeping up with the series. But at some point in time, he finds out other people with powers that he knows, and deciding how to integrate them in and whatnot. Integrate them into the story was very well done. Uh, One of the things that I really have a lot of issues with, and WB, CW, DC, you've really got to watch this because Marvel screwed up big time. Where Marvel screwed up is they started including all this social justice narrative and stuff like that. And they made their stuff too political. I mean, even down to Captain Marvel being, "Ask me about my feminist agenda." Okay, and I know it was a screw up, but they even had like anti-Jewish references in X-Men. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to me why you'd want to do that. Um, Green Arrow. I haven't been watching it lately because it kind of got that and Flash really got stupid after a while. And the one that held up the most was actually oh gosh, I can't even remember the name. Legends of Tomorrow. You know, that's the one I held out the most with because it had the most going on. But somewhere around 2016, they just really dropped off my radar because I just wasn't enjoying the arcs. But an episode of Arrow that I would like to highlight right now is there's one where Wild Dog, is it Wild Dog? Yeah, Wild Dog and Mr. Terrific, is it? The guy with the T, the black dude with the T on his face. They basically are on opposite sides of the gun control argument, and so the instead of giving you a heavy-handed approach as in we need less guns or guns are good, they actually managed to balance very well the two sides of the argument to in a way unify more, which was really well done. But the problem I'm having right now with Black Lightning is every white guy who's not Gambini or whatever his name is, the guy who's helping out Black Lightning, designed a suit and so forth, basically is like a racial stereotype. Like, oh, they might as well be saying the N word all over the place. Which that really bothers me because it's like, number one, white guys aren't always white guys are not always against black people. You can't paint that light as if this is the norm. And number two, you're alienating people with that. I mean, I understand it takes place in a predominantly black neighborhood, predominantly black urban area. Cool. But not every white guy in there is going to be the stereotype who is racist, who is offensive, who is going to be, against. There's a point a point in one of the episodes where this white guy is held up by two people in Barack and Michelle Obama masks, and he's like, I voted for you twice. It's like, so what's the purpose? There was one part in the episode though, where Black Lightning. This is gonna be spoilers a little bit, so skip forward a couple minutes if you don't want a spoiler. So I'm, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Black Lightning finds out that his daughter both of his daughters also have superpowers, and so as he's training his daughter who will become Thunder, she basically uses her superpower on a white guy who's a redneck with a MAGA hat and basically I don't remember if it was KKK or what, but they make him look like stereotypical redneck. And what I liked about that was he says, you screwed up. That guy wasn't dangerous. We may disagree with his politics, but he was not dangerous. Because she screwed up and she harmed an innocent who looked like a racist redneck. So I did appreciate that moment in the series, but the overtones, everything's black this, black that. Get your black behind over there. So, I'll shoot your black butt dead. And they use other words. I'm trying to, but it seems too much like characters than it seems like actual people. And this is something I really enjoyed about Luke Cage. Luke Cage seemed authentic. It didn't seem to take and push the race riots and stuff like that into it. It was more about telling a good story and less about beating people over the head with politics. That's what made Luke Cage great for me. That's why I'm looking forward to season 2. Come on, Netflix, season 2. So Black Lightning, if they lay away from the politics, and they keep seeming to sneak it in every episode, I don't know what to say. That really would turn me off to the series. That's why I left Supergirl. Supergirl got too political in ways, and it's like, okay, if I want politics, I can go to YouTube. There are tons of both, whether it's Young Turks or InfoWars. You've got both sides of the spectrum represented in YouTube. Pick one. But when I sit down to watch a superhero show, I sit down to watch a hero vanquish evil and do good and be the hero the city needs, but not the one they deserve. So, would I recommend Black Lightning? So far, it's interesting enough to where I'm saying, yeah, I'm going to keep watching it. I'm at least going to watch, unless they uberly start ramming politics down our throat. And they always sneak in 1 to 2 every episode, which really annoys me. But unless they really start ramming it down our throat and making the characters more stereotypes than fleshed out humans, unless they start doing that, I think I will keep watching this for a while. I'm very intrigued. It looks like it could have potentially be a great series. Another good one to watch. Stereotypical trope that they added in, by the way. It's the light-skinned black guy that's actually the villain. That's not a spoiler. You find it out very early. Within, the first episode, I believe. The Piranha incident. You find it out very quickly. So, it's... I don't know what it is, but let's put it this way. Some of the people I love most are black. My nieces and nephews are black. And you know what? Skin color just is. I mean, the way it is, people are people. And not everything is about politics or skin color. And if you're representing an ethnic community, go ahead. But when everything has to be about the power or fighting whitey or stuff like that, it ruins a show, and that's really what's bothering me most about Black Lightning. I hope they don't go too far down the social justice political club rabbit hole, because I really want to enjoy the series. It's off to an interesting start. The characters are very well written, not as well written as Luke Cage, but Luke Cage is also a shorter series, and Netflix really, it's like they really have higher budgets for those series that they do. But CW and Warner is really in a position where they could catch up and either eclipse or supersede Marvel, because Marvel's made a lot of really bad turns. Um, so I would like to see Black Lightning, 6 seasons in a movie. I would actually like to see it. I think from what I've seen so far, it could be a really good series. You just have to watch the tones. Um, but yeah. Uh, Any rate, though, Mole Gamer, I know this is off topic. It's not gaming, but we'll see. And I think, did Black Lightning end up in Injustice 2? If you're watching the series, what do you think? Do you agree with me? It's a little too political at times. Do you think it's just the right amount? Do you think the characters are well written? What are your thoughts on Black Lightning? Comments below as always, and I look forward to seeing you next time with the next game. Thanks for watching.